Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Life Sucks So What. So I want to start off today's episode by saying Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hope you guys all got your mom gifts. Did you get?
No, I didn't even text her or call her yet. I don't want to.
Why not?
We got into a fight like 2 weeks ago.
Why?
I didn't even do anything. I didn't do anything.
But what'd you do?
Nothing.
Okay, but why? Okay, but why was she mad?
Oh, she just fucking flipped. That's what she does. My mom's like she's not diagnosed bipolar, but I'm pretty sure she's bipolar. Like she.
Okay, wait, hold on. When your mom gets angry, does she yell at you in her native language? Or does she
No, both.
Really?
Both.
So she like mixes it up.
Yeah, both. That's bipolar.
That's so fucking confusing.
Yeah. No, it's not.
That is not what bipolar is.
It's
first of all,
English, and then swear words could be like Turkish for English. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so the conversation is still relatively English.
Yeah, it's just swear words.
Okay, because my mom does this weird thing sometimes where she would like we would have arguments like in her language, like in Cantonese.
Yeah.
And then sometimes she would throw
It's
in
not
like
Chinese, right? Cantonese?
Cantonese, yeah.
Cantonese,
and then sometimes she throws in a fuck. And I'm like, where did this come from?
It's just so random. You're just like, what the fuck?
I'm like, where'd you even learn this? I mean, yeah, but okay, she's mad at you, so you haven't reached out to her at all?
No, like the day that she got mad, I called her 4 times. She didn't pick up. Then like the next day I called her, she didn't pick up. I'm like, cause I'm trying to see like, why are you mad, bruh? Like why? Yeah. I didn't even do anything. Like I called my dad the next day. Like he bitched at me in the group too, and then he's like, I only bitched at you because your mom was bitching at you because I have to go in there.
Okay,
my dad's that type of guy.
Okay.
My dad's like, yo, she told me. Yeah. No, he's not whipped.
Oh, okay.
But it's just like, yo, she was yelling and I had to help her. I'm like, that's cool, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? He's like, yeah, you know. And then we like fist bumped over it. But then, fuck. How was your week?
My week has been busy. I think I told you I'm starting a new course on like full stack web development. And then
how is it working from like studying from? Oh, you've already used to it though. I'm not used to it because like I'm doing the real estate thing, right? Like it took me like so the first day I got my logged in, right?
You got your login.
I got my login, so I logged in, and then I logged in. I was like, okay, I changed my password, and I'm like, I'll come back the next day. Yeah. So I come back the next day, and I'm going through, and like nothing makes sense. Like the layout of the site is so poor. So I really hope you become a coder and you can help them. UBC Solders a business at real estate division. Yeah. Horrible. Yeah. So then after that, I'm like, okay, I watched an orientation video. I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, I'll watch the next one the next day. So I closed it. And then watched it again. And then on Friday, I actually read a chapter. Oh, good job. I told myself I would read a chapter. Yeah, good job. Realistically, I don't think I like like if you ask me anything about that chapter, I don't know anything.
Do you know you can like text to speech, the whole thing, so you don't actually have to read. You can have someone read it.
Oh, they do have it like on their like they have like the pages online that I could read, but then like you can I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Okay.
I was still because Thursday, dude, I cried so much on Thursday. I gotta tell you this.
Why?
So there's this movie. Hold on 1 second. There's this movie, right? It's a Korean-based movie, but it got picked up by a whole bunch of other countries. It's called No, not Parasite. I never even watched it yet. I still gotta watch it. Don't look at me. Anyways, so there's this movie called Miracle in Cell 7. Right?
Okay.
That's the Korean name, and then the Filipinos picked. Here's the funny. So Koreans come.
So there's a lot of like revisions or renditions of it.
Yeah. So people have changed it, right? Okay. So the Korean one, it's like it was super big in Korea, and then the Filipinos picked it up, right? And then when the Filipinos picked it up, they never gave like oblige to like, hey, we borrowed their idea.
Yeah.
With the Filipinos, it was like, oh, we came up with the same idea, and then they're like, no, you didn't, bro. It's the exact same movie. But then if you watch the trailers, they're kind of like they're funny, right? And then the Turkish, I didn't know it was a Turkish movie, but it was a Turkish movie, right? And I saw it
of the same idea,
but they made it super depressing and sad because it's actually based on like on a true event. So like the premises of the movie, like if you watch the trailer, you'll see it. So there's this.
Wait, what was the movie again?
Miracle in Cell 7.
Miracle in Cell 7.
Yeah, I've never even known. Bro, I've never hysterically cried. Bro, hysterically? You wouldn't even believe me. Like, I wish I taped it. You would be like, what the fuck happened? Like, yeah. Bro, it was so, like, so there's this retarded guy, right? He's retarded. I can, Okay. I'm not going to use the medical.
It's not bro talk. It's actually.
No. He's actually retarded and he has a daughter, right? Which is, I don't know how, but you find out in the movie. Okay. And then he has a daughter and then he goes to jail for a crime. I'm not going to tell you whether he did it, not did it, or whatever, whatever happened. And at this time...
You're like blue balling me.
Yeah, at this time, he's going to be sentenced to death. Okay. They say in the trailer too. And then after that, it's just the events before, after, during. And there's this one scene, bro. You'll... Like, I was like... The movie's like, you start first 20 minutes, Sabrina cried 4 times in the first 20, right? And then I was like, I'm sad. But I'm like, whatever, it's sad or whatever. Like, I'm used to it, right? Mm-hmm. And then it comes to the middle. There's this one scene. I'm not gonna spoil it to anyone because watch it. It was on TikTok. It was like a challenge. Watch it without crying or whatever, right?
Okay.
I didn't know what it was. I saw it after, and then it comes to this part, and bro, like, I just started hysterically crying. Sabrina's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. You've been crying this whole time. It's so sad." She gave me one of her napkins. She's like, "You need a napkin?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Why?" Like, bro, I was like, it's not even like just a tear. I was like, I couldn't eat, like, eyes closed, just watering. It was so bad. But the movie's a
garbage.
No, artistic masterpiece.
Okay.
It is like have subtitles. Like, it's if you I don't know if you're one of those people who like can't watch it if it has subtitles.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, but it's
I think dubbed is worse than subtitles.
No, dubbed is worse because then you lose the actual, like, when that person's speaking, like the passion or the tone.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, so Billy did this and then
no.
And like no, but like I was like, fuck, man.
Okay, so when was the last time before that you cried from a movie? What was the movie?
Never cried.
Never?
No, like maybe I would. I think I almost shed a I watched Blindside like a couple months ago.
Yeah,
I watched it back in the day. I never cried, and then I just got hella senti in the beginning because I guess I didn't understand it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, like, and like we watched Pursuit of Happiness, which we said last week.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, like it's sad, but
It's
sentimental.
yeah.
Like you feel it, but you don't feel like crying.
Yeah.
But then this was like, no, like what's happening? And like even again in the movie, like near the end, I'm just shedding like baby tears, like just going down.
Okay, because here's the thing. Like the last time that I've watched a movie that made me cry was Marley and Me. But the thing is, I went into Marley and Me, just expecting it just to be like, because I watched it in the same time when like Air Buds was out.
Yeah.
You know how I was like super happy, it's just dogs playing with basketball.
Owen Wilson, right?
Yeah, with Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So I was like, so I remember when I was younger, like I would, because I didn't get a chance to go to movie theaters a lot.
Yeah.
My parents just didn't want to take me to movie theaters, which is fine.
Oh,
Whatever.
my dad ripped everything. It's all good.
My childhood was ruined in that way.
Yeah.
But what had happened was I torrented Marley and Me, thinking it was a happy movie.
Yeah.
So it was like me with my iPod, like just in bed on a Friday night. And I was watching this movie, and then I think halfway through, I didn't even realize it was supposed to be a sad movie.
Yeah.
And I just kept watching it. I was like waiting for those happy moments, waiting for those times, like those laughters, like the comedy section. And then the dog dies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if
it came out in 2006.
Okay, like come on, it's like it's so long ago.
I didn't ruin my movie because it's like it came out like a year, maybe 2 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like come on, if you haven't watched Marley and Me by now, like,
fuck yourself.
Yeah. But anyways, I was like probably like like in my like teens.
Yeah.
And I just remember in bed just crying to a point where my mom, like late at night, comes into my room, is like, "Why are you crying?"
Are you okay? Baby Thomas, you okay?
The dog died. Like, here's the thing. I really wanted a dog too.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's why I think growing up I watched a lot of movies that had dogs in it, because I was just like, I wanted a dog. But my parents, they're just like, I'm already raising fucking 3 of you. I'm not gonna fucking raise another one of you. Like I'm like, wow, thanks for calling me a dog, mom. Like, goddamn. But yeah, no, but here's the thing. Like, I wouldn't even consider that as like hysterical crying. I was just tearing up. I was like, fuck. This is
like, don't get me wrong. It's okay to let like emotion, like. Dude, to be honest, like Saturday, I was yesterday, right? So fucking we went downtown for like wedding stuff, like got rings, and I was just like, I was telling Sabrina's sister, I was like, yo, come over, you have to watch this movie, because like I was finding an excuse to cry again. I don't know why. I was like, yo, I wonder if I could watch it one more time if anything would come. It feels
good.
It felt good, like a release.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like it was such a because like. I don't need to cry. I don't want to cry, right? I have no excuse to. But it was just like, it was a feeling that I've never experienced before. So it was just like, yo, like fucking, that was sick. Let's do it again. Like, I want to know if I go cry. Like, and it felt like just that. Like don't get me wrong. I've cried before hysterically, like during a panic attack or whatever a couple years ago. But like, that's one thing. But like actually crying over like something that was beautiful. Yeah. I was like, wow, I'm like, I wish I had a pussy. Like, I never had this feeling before, right? Like, this is cool.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm with you on that, because I remember, like, in the past, whenever I saw someone cry, I'd be like, why are you crying? Like
yeah, there's no need to cry, right?
Stop crying, right?
Yeah.
But then my excuse was because I had gone through the shit that I had gone through, like my trauma, and it's like my kind of, I guess my crying threshold or emotional threshold, which is a lot higher.
Or there's a word for it. You're not if you're like too hard and you're too there's a word for it, like you're not as sensitive, you're kind of like
Insensitive.
Insensitive. Yeah, there you
go. Jesus.
Like we're very insensitive. Like no, that's not even insensitive isn't either. There's another word. You're not. Sabrina says it to me all the time.
You're not an empath. Like empathetic?
Empathetic? I think so. Empathetic seems like there's no empathy.
Yeah, you have no empathy. Yeah.
Empathy.
Yeah. No, I know exactly. But here's the thing. So I've had so I went on like I'd say like a 5-year bender of like not crying at all. Like just.
Well, you had no reason to.
Yeah. Like I had people like like shit happened to me, like family members died, passed away, but like I didn't. It wasn't like I might have shed a tear, but like not like cry.
Yeah, right? you because I guess me and you are the same, or maybe other people too. It's like, or maybe it's just a guy thing. I'm not too, like you hold it in.
Well, I mean, we're taught that at a very young age, just to hold it in and just to, men don't cry, like, or I mean, even that whole, like, was it Beyonce song, like, big girls don't cry? It's like, no. Like,
no, big girls cry a lot.
Big girls
cry a lot, eat a lot. Okay. Well, it's big girl. Like, how do you get big?
No,
eating.
So here's the thing.
Crying.
What I was trying to get at is that, like, I think there's so much beauty in just being able to, like, express not only happiness but like sadness or tears of joy, tears of like sadness, whatever the hell you want, whatever the hell it is, just because like it's like you said, it's a release of like almost like just serotonin or just
like previous episodes where we talked about like how to relieve stress. It kind of felt like a stress reliever too, where I was just like, I'm watching it, whatever, and then I was just like we both went to sleep and then we're just like, fuck. No, actually, no. I didn't go to sleep that night. So I went to go play League, right? Because I play League every night at 11 o'clock. If you want to play ARAM, add me, MY28. But we're still looking for a 5th guy. Yeah. But like I went downstairs and like Sabrina's upstairs, whatever. I put her to bed with the DJ because I bring him up. And then like I was in my room again. I just thought about the movie and that scene. And I just shed another tear. And I'm playing League with the bros. And then like they hear me going like, and then they're like, yo, bro, you good? I'm like, bro, I watched this really sad movie. Like they asked me like what I'm like, because I had like every night for some weird reason between like 10 to 11 I was getting my allergy attacks, right? So I take Benadryl and they're like, oh, allergies again? I'm like, no, bro, I was crying. They're like, oh, bro, what's wrong? I'm like, it was this movie, man. I'm so good. You have to watch it. It's called Miracle. I don't think they even watched it. I don't think anyone will. Just if you have time, you have to watch it.
No,
and tape yourself, because I'm just
tape myself.
Tape yourself.
Okay.
Because I'll probably watch it again. I'm gonna
Should we make this a challenge of some sort?
It was already a challenge, but it ended in like 2020. Like, okay, so Miracle and Cell 7.
The Turkish edition?
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, you have to watch it. I don't think they have the Filipino, technically Tagalog. They don't have the Tagalog version or the Korean version on Netflix, I think. Maybe they do. But if
it's on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay,
it's
cool.
So convenient. Like, we'll post it up in our My Story this week. I'll show you the poster of it or the cover art. But like, fuck. But back to it. Like, I'm like, for example, like when my parents left, I didn't really cry. I've had family members that died. Didn't really cry. I've had friends that passed away. But like, it's to that moment where like you get teary-eyed, but it doesn't come out. Because it's like you either withhold it or it's just to you, it's not, or you're just mentally maybe too tough and you don't want to let it come out. But it was just, for me,
you're like I said, you're basically growing up. You're made to think that you're trained almost in a way.
Is it a society thing, you think?
I think it is a bit of a society thing, and I think it's also a bit of. I think it depends. Like I've definitely seen families, like my friends who have families who are more supportive of, like adopting, like not adopting, but like practicing empathy, like being more empathetic. I mean, like it's to each his own. Like I think, but if I were to really think about it, it is probably like a mixture of like, well, I mean, everything is a mixture of nature versus nurture. Yeah. And I feel like as immigrant parents, right? Yeah. Like it's this huge thing of like, we've toughed this shit out. Yeah. So you gotta fucking.
Like I've seen my mom cry, but I'm like, hey, bitch, you do your thing.
I've seen my parents. I've seen both my parents cry, and it's like, I think when I was younger, I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Like,
I've never seen my dad cry. I've heard him cry.
You've heard him cry?
Like when he was, so my grandma was really, really, it was either my grandma or grandpa, I don't remember, but he was sick. Yeah. And they're like, yo, like you need to come now. Like it's the last hour or maybe day, right? So he's in an air. My uncle's such a fucking idiot. So he's in the airport. He's about to get on the flight, right? 30 minutes before. I'm at right? Fuck, I said the name of the company I work for. We're going to bleep that out. Sorry. So I'm working at the airport. I don't know. Maybe I work for Air Canada. Who knows? But I'm there, and then I can go over there and go into the section where he is because I have a pass, right? So I'm like, yo, like if you're good, I'll come over. He's like, no, I'm good. Don't worry, right? And I know my dad. He's probably out having a beer at the bar, and he's gonna hop onto the flight, right?
Yeah.
And then my dad's like, my mom calls me. She's like, check your phone right now. Go on Facebook, see what your uncle posted. He posted my grandma had passed away, and like put up photos or whatever of like, oh, I'm like, your brother's coming, you fucking idiot. Why would you post it? And you don't think what else are you going to do? You're going to go through fucking social media instead, right?
Wow.
Call my dad. I'm like, you good? He's like how I was with my league bros. Like, I'm good, bro. I was like, fuck. And I was like, do I go over there? And then I'm like, you better go. Because now he's contemplating. It's like, yo, she's like, I'm like, no, you have to go. You have to go no matter what. So he still hopped on, but I was just another thing that pisses me off. I'm like for me, I will express. I'm like, hey, watch this movie. Yes, it's sad, but it's amazing and it will make you cry or whatever.
Yep.
But like, I don't get. For me, I don't get why people will post like, oh, let's say your mom or dad passed away, right? And they make a social media post about it. I never understood that. I'm like, why even do it? I'm like, just keep that to yourself. If maybe later on, like let's say like it's Mother's Day, right? And your mom passed away in January, and then you want to just make a post being like Happy Mother's Day. Like if you want to write something like inspirational, being like my buddy did. His mother passed away, I think just a couple months ago from like stage 4 brain cancer or whatever, right? Like they found out very late.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, whatever, shit happens, right? And then he makes a post. Like he didn't make a post. I don't remember him making a post whether his mom died or not. I don't think he did. But he made a post just
to celebrate his mom.
To celebrate, he's like, "Hey, mom, I love you." This like it's like writing a letter, but you're putting it on social media. I thought that was cool, but like for example, Sabrina has this ex-coworker. She made a
coke addiction.
No. Jesus Christ. She had this ex-coworker that like made a post saying like, "Oh, my mother just passed away." I'm like, she passed away like 2 hours ago. You're already making a post? Like, why? Like, I don't get the I don't get the logistics going into that.
So I these are my perspectives, so don't cancel me for this.
Yeah.
But so to start off, I think social media, right? I think, okay, so if we were to address like, I would say what I would consider like a basic human need. I think all of us, when we reach out to our friends or when we have a good day, bad day, we want to share the news, we just want some recognition. We just want like that pat on the back or that support.
To me, that feels like attention seeking.
But that's the thing. So that's what I was trying to get to is that's what we want.
Yeah.
That's we just want that. We want to feel that support. We want to feel that love. We want to feel that like comfort and whatever. But the thing is, unfortunately, social media has kind of been used in a way for attention seeking. Yeah. So automatically, whether that be good news or bad news, our brains are gonna be like, oh, come on, man. Like,
I guess for me that's mental.
Yeah, like so because that's and I don't blame you, right? Like I mean it's just something that we've used social media for so long. Like you see celebrities doing it. So it's like, well, if celebrities are doing it, like why can't I do it? Right. And I think it's like, I do agree that there might be a timing issue. Like I would say that posting it on like a Mother's Day or on their birthday or their anniversary would probably be a more suitable time, in my opinion. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be someone that just goes and post on my social media like, you know, hours or days after my mom has passed away. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like I can see a purpose in it, as in like, say if your parents were very active on social media and they had friends and family who aren't really aware of what's going on.
Yeah, but then your phone's gonna blow up then.
I know. Like you could do that. Yeah. That's one way to like make a big announcement and just kind of go. I mean, it's the same thing that they do with like celebrities, right? They just make an announcement like, hey, like whoever has died, like, you know, and then, blah blah whatever. But here's the thing: is that the best way to go about it? Yes and no, right? Yes, it's just one big announcement. No, as in like maybe just reach out to these people individually. But that's a lot of work too, especially when you're going through like all your like everything else that needs to be done after someone passes away.
I feel like there's so many different, because at the same, like let's say they were sick for a long time, everyone knew, and then you made a post being like, hey, they finally passed away. I feel like that I would get, right? But it's like, let's say no one knows anything about, like, not even just your parent, like it could be maybe in a relationship, whatever, no one knows, and then like it just sudden happened, or it was something that they were dealing with and you guys didn't tell anyone and then made a post. I feel like that's just like, why do you want to get blown up right away? It makes no sense.
And I mean, and in those people's defense, I would say that social media might have been a place where they do find support, where they do find that comfort, or they have people there that they know that can give them comfort. And I mean, in reality, right? Like, it's as simple as this. I post a photo of myself, or I post a photo of us starting this podcast, which I did. And just receiving like one comment or one friend messaging me like, "Hey, good job, man. Looking forward to it." That's good enough. But also that can quickly turn, right? And people can be like, who the fuck are you? Why do I have to care? And then all of a sudden my mood gets brought down. So it's like, it's one of those things where you post on it. Like, I mean, really, if you post about like a death, you probably have...
What are you gonna get? Like RIP, RIP, RIP?
Yeah, but the thing is, you probably have less of a probability of getting someone go like, "Who the fuck cares?" Because it's like, it's a human life you're talking about.
I'm that
asshole.
Well,
you might clearly just shows like you might be the asshole, but I'm saying that like, if people do find comfort in social media and they do find that it's an outlet for them, for both in receiving good and bad, like messages, they just might post it on there. I mean, really, like, if you think about it too, like, I mean, for both you and I, we grew up, we didn't have internet immediately. I'd say like internet kind of kicked it. No, sorry, we had internet, but we didn't have like access to it like what people have, like kids these days do. Right nowadays, everywhere. I just see my niece, like, when we're out, my brother and his wife just shoves an iPad over to my niece or whatever. But back then it was like, oh, you're bored, you have a family dinner, guess what? Play with your chopsticks, or play with your utensils, or sit there and
watch TV.
Yeah, go whatever. Right? It's our options are limited. But nowadays, like, if I think about the generation after us, and having that like close access, I mean, having that easy access to social media, like, I can see why people would find comfort in sharing everything, because it's like you're literally one click away from knowing about everything about everyone's life.
Not even the internet in general.
Yeah, exactly. The internet, you're just one click away. So it's like, people know that if they want the attention, or if they want to make an announcement, it's just one click away. Yeah. Rather than multiple messages being sent over and over again.
But hey, announcement! Don't forget Miracle in Cell 7. Watch it and comment and tell me.
Okay.
Okay. But did you hear about that fucking the accident in the tunnel? Did you see the video?
What?
You didn't see the car accident on Friday?
I didn't see it. No.
So there was an accident.
Which tunnel? The one in Massive tunnel. Okay. Yeah.
So like, back to sensitivity, right? Of just like, dude, like, this car comes in. It was so in the mornings, the tunnel going into Vancouver from Ladner will open up to 3 lanes, right?
Yeah.
So a car's going, and a truck, I guess, like, went into the lane too much and swerved and clipped a car. The car then hit the median, flipped, smashed the car on the opposite direction of traffic. Yeah. And then at first I'm like, oh fuck, it hit, right? It was sick. I was like, oh cool. Actually, no, hold on. Since this is me, right? Since talking about the men's and sensitivity, I'm like, oh shit, that's sick. My coworker posted in the group. I'm like, yo, when did they start filming fucking the Fast and Furious franchise here, right? And then he's like, bro, watch the whole video, you asshole. I'm like, oh, why? What happened? And then after the 13-minute mark, you hear a baby crying. And then I was like, dude, I don't know. I think it was because of that movie I watched. I got sensitive again. Yeah. And I just shed a tear. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, dude, it's I think any kind of accident like that is scary. I mean, here's the thing, is that like, like death, like, just let's quickly speak on that. When Kobe passed away? Yeah. It brought me back down to like earth. And what I mean by that is like, holy shit. I mean, a lot of people probably thought this way. It's like, look, this guy is the GOAT. This guy has achieved
invincible. He'll never pass away.
Yeah. Exactly. And then he passed away.
Yeah, when it gets to that point,
right?
It's fucked up, right?
And it's like, it really brings you back to the earth, and just being like, at the end of the day, we're all fucking humans. Like, you can hustle as hard as you want. Like, and here's the thing. I'm not saying that like he didn't live a good life. Like, he
won 6 championships or 5, however many. It's a pretty good life.
Yeah, like he achieved what he wanted to achieve. That's what at least I hope, achieve in the NBA. And then he wanted to dedicate the rest of his life to his family and his daughters. And he had just started. Yeah. And then all that stripped away from him, right?
That's the sad part.
Yeah. But here's the thing, is that like, I'm not gonna talk about like what Kobe did right or did wrong. Like, I don't know too much about Kobe, but like how that news hit me was that like, it's all about that balance that we keep talking about, like, in these podcasts. It's like, you can work all you fucking want, right? But you need to still balance your physical health, your mental health, your relationships, and all that. And like it was just this week I was reading this book. What was it called again? Hold on, let me. It's got How to Make Shit Happen. It's by Sean Whalen.
Yeah.
So how to make shit happen, and it's like some what is it? Make more money, get in better shape, create epic relationships, control your life, do it now. That's a mouthful for a title. Mm-hmm. But I was reading that book, and he was talking about there's 4 core values or 4 core things you need to work on, and one of them was power, passion, purpose, and production. So power meaning your body, because you need your body to power you and power the things that you want to do. And then there's passion, which is relationships, and purpose, which is the mind, and then production, which is business. Right. And I actually have this because I wanted to talk to you about it, but I actually have this like a summary pulled up.
Is there vaping anything in there? Like, is there anything about vaping?
No, there's. Okay. Did you sign the petition? Did you sign the petition? Yeah.
Just want to make sure that everyone knows about it.
So let me just give you guys a brief rundown of this summary. So the core 4 consists of power, passion, purpose, and production. In order to create a successful and better life for yourself, Whalen suggests creating daily habits that touch on all 4 areas and take immediate action. Right. And taking immediate action. So to break down the 4 things, the first one being power, it's kind of him talking about your body is what houses you. It is what hugs those you love most. It's what gets you to point A to point B, blah, blah, blah. And then he strictly focuses on there's no excuse of taking care of your body, like working out, exercising, eating right, all that kind of stuff. So that's the body part. Now for the passion / relationship is that he focuses on kind of there's nothing that will distract you and annoy you and frustrate you the most about other than more than crappy relationships. And he uses like this pizza analogy. Is like if your day is one whole pizza and then all of a sudden one slice is replaced by a bad slice, it's gonna ruin your day, right? And the purpose, the mind, focuses on everything starts in the mind, from the choices that we make to the emotions that we feel. It all kind of starts from up here. And talks about kind of inject positivity, knowledge, and books into your mind to create like a more beautiful whole mindset, I guess. And then the last one being the business side. Oh, sorry, the production business side. Just kind of how like your inability, if you have struggles like producing work, like whether that be working for a job or running your own business, it's going to affect.
If those things aren't working, your business will be affected.
Yeah, it's like he does mention that if power, passion, and purpose is not being executed correctly, or any of those, it's going to affect your business, and vice versa. If your business is not working, it's probably going to affect all 3 of those things. And to live a more successful and happy life and to get shit done, essentially, is for him. What he says is for you to have all 4 of these. Right. So what I was curious about is for you. Before let's just. I'll just ask a very general question that captures the core 4. Do you agree that these 4 aspects are what would get you to get shit done?
I would say I compare it to the role models I saw when I was a kid, right?
Okay.
So like even going back to like grown men crying, it's what we talked about too, right? It's the fact of, so like when I was a kid, I looked up at athletes because I was an athlete, right? I loved sports. So I would look at like Michael Jordan. I would look at like I love David Beckham and not Ronaldinho. I loved him, but he partied too much and cocaine, right? Cocaine. And then so basically like looking at those, and I'm just like, you know what? Like I remember watching, because we were in Turkey, and for some weird reason we had NBA TV. I don't know how we had NBA TV, but we had NBA TV, and and they were just showing off Michael Jordan. Like I knew all of these players, like Isaiah Thomas and this, and the Michael Jordan story was crazy. It was like this kid, he body-wise, he knew he wasn't good enough when he couldn't go past the Detroit Pistons, right? The Bad Boys. So what did he do?
Bad Boys.
Yeah, that's what they were called, the Detroit Piston Bad Boys. So he couldn't get past them. So what did he do? He had to increase his body. His passion's there, right? And then going back to it, and even looking at his business strategy too, is the fact of because his body wasn't there, the business wasn't working, right? Exactly to the point of what that guy says. So he then has to up his body. He gets there. The passion has always been there. 15, 14, he wasn't even on the senior team yet. He had to keep working hard. Had a great relationship with his mom, had a great relationship with his dad. Yeah. And then those are two. Yeah. And then the third one was, you even wrote it down here somewhere. The mind, he was set. He knew what he had to get done, and that's what he accomplished. Yeah. So looking at someone like that, like Michael, and then for him winning his first ring, or from his dad passing away, like it's okay. Like when for us, some people will be like, "Oh, he's a pussy." No, he's a man with feelings. Yeah, right. And that's I can say that.
We're all humans with feelings. We're all human beings at the end of the day.
Like you can look at the most alpha male character that you saw growing up as a kid or whatever. They still cried. They still followed these rules that you just don't know about it. It's just you don't know, or when you do see it, you don't even think about it. Yeah. But it's okay to like share your expressions as well. Like who gives a fuck about what the norms are? It's like, oh, if you're an alpha male and this, that, whatever. But like going back to those four, it hits it. Like me comparing it to that, I can't because my body's a little bit off. But like the mind and passion I have is there. My business is good. My body doesn't affect my business. Like for me, all those attributes are fine. And I feel like with those, I live a nice and happy life.
Okay, but sorry, I just hit that mic. Yeah. But here's the thing. So the body part, I think what he's trying to say is that you need to exercise your body and
mental and physical body.
Mental and physical, like so your mental body you need to exercise. Your physical body you need to exercise, and then your mental mind, your mental muscles you need to exercise. Now with that body, I think like if I were to ask you, like so you said you were an athlete, and I know you were an athlete, growing up and going to school. What was your motivation to stay fit, or what was your motivation to hit the gym?
I don't really have a motivation. Maybe for bitches. Okay. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Just bitches.
How long did that actually last? How long did that motivation last?
Until 18. Once after high school, boom, gone. I don't give no fucks.
So here's the thing that I want to touch on from my experience is that like I used to play sports too. Yeah. I hurt myself and I went into this like, depression phase of like, I can't work out. So I'm not going to work out. Yeah. And then I finally picked myself up and I wanted to go. I wanted to go back to the gym.
But did you cry? But did you cry?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
I cried during that phase.
Oh,
I was
nice.
like,
nice.
fuck, like this sucks. Like I couldn't even lift like a 10-pound weight over my shoulder.
Oh, damn.
Like, it was just stupid. Like I say it's stupid because I was just frustrated and going from like being someone that's active to like being someone that I would consider useless in the physical world. Yeah. Which I wasn't, but that was just the words I used to describe myself. Yeah. Now when I went back into the gym, right, my main purpose was to my underlying purpose, and it's one of the reasons why I still work out to this day, even though because of COVID I can't. But one of my main purposes is that I want to be able to lift my kid or my grandkids over my up when I'm older. Yeah. I want my physical body to still to be strong, flexible, whatever, until like later on when I'm old, because I want it to get me from point A to point B, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get from point A to point B.
We never
know, right? So it's like, if I don't at least feed it what it needs, or I don't eat that well, but I need to eat, like the motivation for me to eat well or to exercise it is, get to point A to point B. Yep. No matter how many point A to point Bs I have to go from or whatever. But what I realized is that when my motivation switched to be like, I wanted to go to the gym for aesthetics, that died down so fast. Yeah. I went on like a 3-month program. And then once that 3-month program is over, and that goal was just to be like physically looking bigger. Yeah. After those 3 months, I was like, I don't want to go to the gym anymore. Yeah. I just threw it all out. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I didn't see a purpose, right? And then I'm like, no shame on like the bodybuilders or the powerlifters. Like, I mean, you guys probably have a deeper purpose than just physical. Maybe not, but if whatever drives you, it drives you. Like, we can't question it. It is what it is. But now that we've talked about, like, do you agree? I mean, you work out now too. Yeah. Like you and Sabrina are trying to work out. You guys are on a diet. Like,
only aesthetics.
Yeah, but but the thing is that you're still. I think the dieting part is the biggest. You're feeding yourselves the right food, for like your own longevity.
No, that doesn't really matter to me.
No.
Okay.
So you wouldn't agree with the fact that.
No, I agree. Like all those are straight up facts.
Yeah.
Me personally, because I'm hard headed, it's just like like I know I need to do those things.
Yeah.
Do I want to? But absolutely, like straight up, because if I continue on the path, like if I continued on the path that we were, like now we're better. But let's say I continue on the path that we were maybe 6-7 months ago.
Yeah.
Will my business be affected? Yes. Will my relationship be affected? Yes. Would I have will my mindset be fucking thing? Of course it would be destroyed too. Like it's to the point where you need one, like all four of those things. If you don't have it at a level playing field, and one of them's,
if they're not like out of balance.
Yeah. If they're not balanced, if they're all at a, like I said, at a lower playing field, it's all gonna crumble. They won't last.
Yeah.
Like it all needs to be parallel. Well, as parallel as you can make it to be. Yeah. But I absolutely agree. Like straight up. And then just remember to cry.
I do want to point this out is that like I like being someone that didn't want to go to the gym at all to being someone that like actually sees the benefit of like physical like fitness. I do want to say that like the whole like working out part, it doesn't need to be like hit the gym 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Just just get up off your chair, off your computer, off your sofa, at home, go for a walk, just move,
do something,
do
anything.
Move your body like for like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, and it will greatly benefit you in the long term. You can't, because even with the gym, like just because you go to the gym for 5 days a week, yes, obviously you'll see change a lot faster because you're going 5 days a week and you're eating properly. But if you chose to go like, I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk every single day, that change is going to come at a slower pace, right? Just because you're not necessarily pushing your body to the same extent as someone that goes to the gym 5-6 days a week. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that like, I agree with the body part. Like we both agree. We agree with that. But it doesn't mean that you need to set your bar at the same bar as the guy that you see at the gym, or some guy you see on Instagram.
And don't make the body the only focus.
Yeah, there's still 3 other parts that you need to focus on, right?
It's just the fact of the only reason why we concentrated on the body at first was the fact of if that's not right, then that's not going to be right, and that's not going to, because it's all going to crumble. Like you can't just set one thing up at such a high excellence, because everything is slowly going to be affected. Like if you're going to the gym like 6-7 days a week and just like busting nuts like no tomorrow, how are you going to have a relationship? How mentally are you going to be okay? Like that's what we're stating here. Like you need to, everything needs to be leveled out. Like look into it. Tell us what the fuck. If we're wrong about something, you're like, oh no, bro, you only need just body and mind, and business, everything will be good. Don't worry about the passion. They'll come and go because bitches are sluts, right? Bros before hoes. But that's not what we're trying to say.
Here's the thing. When I read that, the first thing that came into my mind was that when I was in my last relationship, I was in this gym grind, right? It was great. I had not worked on my mind at all. I had bottled everything. Like I just wasn't feeling any emotions. I refused to feel any emotions, right? And ultimately what that did was like, it actually affected my relationship and my production. And so I don't know, like I let us know what you think about this, like about all 4 of these. Like, and I mean, I think in reality too, like the pandemic and such has really shifted a lot of people's like normal behavior with those 3 things, or with those 4 things. Yeah. Right. So we're just curious. I'm curious actually of how the body or the relationships or the mind or the business or your production has changed, and what are the ways that you're actually finding that balance again? Because it's hard. Yeah,
because we need you guys. We need your support. Yeah. So I will post Miracle in Cell 7 on our My Story. Yeah. If you want to watch it, I will post the tunnel accident too. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah.
If I watch it, I'll film myself crying.
Yeah. If film it, honestly, I just want I get a kick out of people crying. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. I cried and I was like, But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Life sucks, so what? Thanks. Peace.
Okay, see you next week.